Say, are you tired? Was it a long? I totally have that on camera.
I didn't even see that.
I don't know why I dropped it.
Wait,
She dropped
what
it.
if I... It's gonna float.
No, not really.
Yeah, really.
All right, let's go.
What a beautiful morning out here at Shoal Creek Baptist Church between Cleveland to the east and Dahlonega to the west and Wahoo over in Lumpkin County down to the south of us. When I talk about mother cemeteries, I think of the cemeteries that have both the most of any single kind, and I also think of the diversity of type that they have here. And here at Shoal Creek, we have all sorts of kinds of slot and tab tombs. This belongs to Thomas Kimsey. He's one of the ministers here at Shoal Creek Baptist. He is honored with a traditional table tomb. Now, I don't know about these other table tombs, and there are so many around here that it's doubtful that these are ministers, but oftentimes it's extended to ministers' families. This one does not extend to his wife, but this is wife of Thomas Kimsey, 1820 to 1885. There's also engraving on this ledger stone, and what you can't see on this ledger stone is the sheen. There are places of sheen. Most of it is covered by lichen growing in, and there are holes that are being worn through, but there are places where you can see the sheen, and that sheen is why this is a mother cemetery. We're going to go over to Wahoo, and that is the mother cemetery. And this is kind of like the great aunt, or the aunt, because of 22, and because of the diversity. But the sheen of that ledger stone is soapstone, and that soapstone is unique to this area. All of these, not made of chert, as we have seen in other times before, especially in the triangular monuments, not limestone or sandstone, not granite or marble, but soapstone. And that is what makes these cemeteries in White and Lumpkin County so beautifully unique.
Oh yeah, they're pretty little, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they? I guess they were for some babies, yeah, the children. That's so sad. They died so young. And this little one here on the ground.
You've never thought about the other ones, Mom.
I have two.
There are so many other cemeteries that you don't mention a single baby.
I do too. I don't know what you're talking about. You silly goose.
I'm still looking for the love underneath. I ain't gonna give up on love.
oh my God. So I've been carrying around this umbrella so I could see the screen of what I'm recording because it's so bright. It's crazy bright. So this is Tom's very favorite cemetery, I think, in the whole world, because it is what he calls the mother of all cemeteries. And I was wondering, is that mother with a U? But I think he means it with an O, like this one gave birth to all the other little cemeteries that we've been going to. I'm going to record him speak, and I'm going to get back in the air conditioning.
It's about noon. We are in the mother of all slot and tab tomb cemeteries. This is Wahoo Baptist Church in the middle of Wahoo, Georgia, which is off Highway 52, southeast of Dahlonega. And this is just enormous number, 38 slot and tab tombs here, including this one of Elder William Christopher, who was a minister here, Baptist minister, and died in 1860, before the Civil War. So we came yesterday from Illinois from the late 1700s, early 1800s, and here we are in a developed cemetery, the mother of all slot and tab tomb cemeteries, of 38 soapstone monuments put over the burial. Raises the question of why is Wahoo Baptist Church the mother, the most numerous example of all the different types. Ground cover ones without sides, but they all have at least a semicircle on top. Not all of them have shoulders. There's some that are singles, there's some with single shoulders, but the ones that I'm talking about, this kind, here's the tiny little shoulder, and then down here and making the double shoulder. You can see it on the other ones that are really articulated, full head, full wide shoulders, and then wider shoulders down. That is the mark of a slot and tab tomb. Because here are the slots, and the headstone and the footstone are what make the tabs. Illinois started the prototype, if we say that Illinois started the prototype, and changed as we got closer to here, and this one has many of the prototypes. Then the question to me is, as we go towards the west, away from Dahlonega, or into Dahlonega, what are the types that they come up with there, and how far west do they extend? Because this way it extends 100 miles. I'll tell you, I'll let you in on a little secret. It doesn't go much past 20 miles this way. Stay tuned. When we think of materials that people use for gravestones, we look around and we see all the old marble and how it weathers poorly. We see all the new granite and how it's perfect, immovable. And then we look at this soapstone, and one of the interesting things about this soapstone that makes it a useful product is how it's foliated, how it has lines and can be cut across. That's because a lot of this is mica. I don't think you can see it in the shininess of that screen, but if you get down and move around it, it's quartz. The mica quartz shines on it, and then you see these striations of foliations that make it easier to cut with the grain. That's what makes soapstone such a good material for here. But it's also, if you see this weathering here, it's one of the things that makes it problematic over the long term, is that it weathers more problematically than anything else. This is a really, really curious problem. We have a headstone. We have a square footstone with a cut. No. We have a footstone. With a footstone, another footstone with a cut. No. We have a foot. We have a footstone that's laying on the ground. And here we have a headstone, but no sides. Come around this way, Julie. Look at this. Look at these beautiful cuts here to put in the sides of the ledger stone would go here, no shoulders, and it would actually be the sides of this stone. Oh, let me pull this up. Oh, wow. So here are the sides, and these ones, these footstones are probably the sides. And given the sun, this is probably the headstone of that. Could be. So let's move this. So there's a headstone. There's the footstone. And my bet, those are the two side stones that were appropriated and should have been much shorter for this stone. Gotta figure these ones out. Gotta know how things work. This is one of the best examples of being able to show you a slot and tab tomb. It's kind of white and shiny because of the southern sun exposure. It keeps the soapstone perfectly clean. No trees around it to block it. There's a tree right there, but shadow doesn't reach it. But if you look underneath here, you can see that this is the first shoulder. It comes in up here, cuts over to support the ledger stone, then comes up and creates the first shoulder. And then this is the head. So in all the different variations, we'll see the head of different sizes. It'll be a semicircle or a semicircle straight down. In this one, it's semicircle, shoulders, down, shoulders to support this massive, massive, heavy ledger stone. This is a kid's grave, as are those two behind us. Beautiful examples, same way. And solid sides that are cut in with mortises to hold it in next to here. They've fallen out. So this is a great example.